Hello, this is Transformers fan G138, and I'm here with a video review of Transformers Alternity. Wow. Alternity, Transformers, whatever you want to call it. Asia exclusive, or Japan exclusive, depending on the vendor you're ordering it from. Diatlas. Basically, he is smaller and more expensive alternators, transformers, which are two scale models of real life cars, yada yada yada. Care less about that. I got this because it was on sale and it was a character I wanted in my collection. Yeah, they didn't remold anything on him, so he's a straight up repaint from the Convoy, aka Optimus Prime. However, he is still pretty cool. I like the figure. Not enough to go out and buy the Optimus Prime or anything else from the line, but it's really cool to kind of check out. Again, this is just so I can get a Diatlas that I don't have to scratch build. Yeah. I like Diatlas because he's in the Drift comic book. Drift's my favorite guy. I love the series. Getting the hardcover of that soon. Yeah. So, basically, I have him in the box right now because I loved the packaging. It is really, really nice. It's all in Japanese, although hardly any Japanese here. Takara Tomy up here, which means definitely a Japan thing. Cybertron, which represents Autobots in Japan. Destrons are Decepticons, yada yada yada, etc. If you didn't know that. GTR, that's the, whatever, I can't remember it. Car or whatever, Nissan GTR. It's a pretty sleek car. But, basically, I have him in the box right now because of the way he was packaged in here is just phenomenal. I really liked it. He is packaged in a sandwich, clamshell sandwich, with, like a lot of die-cast cars are. It is cool. It's got this Alternity Transformers here. Really cool. When I pulled it out, I'm like, wow, that is cool. And if you open it up, it's all one piece of plastic, which is phenomenal. You just lift it out. And I'll put the clamshell back over here, back together. And now I'll get into the actual Transformer. This is heavy. I gotta say, since it's part die-cast metal, it's phenomenal. Honestly, love this Transformer. Again, not enough to go out and buy the Optimus Prime edition of it, or the Convoy edition of it, but it is sleek, it's nice. Really glad I picked this up so I can get a Diatlas. Inside the wheel rims, you can't really see it because of the darkness here, unfortunately, but they did paint and distinguish the brake pads inside the wheel. It's really nice. It's a nice, nice car. Like the alternator line, if I can get one of these doors open here, it's got a full interior, back seats back here, as well as the front seats. The steering wheel is on the right side. Obviously, this is an overseas car. The door panels back here are awesomely detailed. It is a 2-scale model of this car. It is phenomenal. I love it. And honestly, I can honestly say these are better than the alternators. They're smaller, but they're better. Anyway, at least this one is. I'm not going to go out and buy more of the line. I'm getting it for the character. Can't stress that enough. So, he's got some cool features himself here. You can actually, if I can get enough of a grip here, which I can in about a second. Got a little knife here that I can just, there. The hood opens with a little bit of a lift there. His head pops up It's kind of like a on a weight balance system. It's kind of cool. So his back of his head's the engine. That's cool. It's there. You know, again, the 2-scale model of the car kind of playing into that. And now it kind of pops back down and in. The trunk does open up. Not a lot of space in there due to the transformation stuff, but it's there. And then I obviously showed you the doors. The mirrors actually have an applied silver paint on them, so they're actually reflective, which is awesome. Taillights are translucent, 2 different translucent plastics, which is fantastic. It's got the logo, it's got everything. It actually looks like a car on the bottom. Yeah, phenomenal. So I'm going to go ahead and transform this and put away the box and talk about the robot mode. And here Diatlas is in robot mode. They didn't bother remolding anything. It's all just a paint job, which actually still serves its purpose. With painting Optimus Prime's head's features, you know, it really disguises it. Although the faceplate dead giveaway that it's not Diatlas. Although the color scheme screams Diatlas. Personally, my image of Diatlas would be a drill, bunch of wings, and huge treads, and like 3 times the height. That's just me. But this is a nice close temporary fill-in or something. I love the figure. Don't think it's necessarily $80 to $100 nice. However, for the nice discount price of clearance sale currently on Big Bad Toy Store at $45 plus shipping, it's actually a pretty decent action figure. Yeah. So I'll just go into a little bit of the articulation. He's got really tough ratchet joint knees. He's got a swivel there. He's got a ball and socket joint toe, which helps for posability. He's got a ratchet joint here in the hip. Friction hinge here. You want to be careful, that does rub, and this is all just painted metal here on the hip. Same with the knee, it's painted metal. And then he's got a nice Cybertron or Autobot logo here on his waist. You know, I like how the front of the car kind of compresses here in the front, hides the logo, and gives him a little more narrow look. It's very sleek, love it. No waist swivel. However, he does have a swivel here. Here, his whole armor panel also moves. He's got an elbow joint, ball and socket joint hand. Doesn't have any accessories, but I plan on making a sword for him at some point. So he can be part of the Guardians, the Knights of whatever, Knights of Cybertron. So that's nice. Yeah, his headlights are phenomenal up there. His head is on a really tight but nice ball and socket joint. Love it. So you got some great posability options here. If you stand him straight up, he's a little back heavy due to all this in here. Inside is all die-cast metal. So yeah, you got a little bit of an issue there. But overall, he's a nice figure. Give him a little stance and put one leg a little further behind him, and at an angle, you don't have a single problem. Unless you poke him in the front, then he's going to go over. But he is otherwise pretty solid. I did notice, all looking through here, he has got a couple flaws in his paint job. I think that's just a quality control issue, though. So, there's a few spots here, like with the feet peg into the back of the white metal legs here, that I'm a little concerned about paint rubbing off. But for the most part, it's a really nice showpiece. One thing I forgot to mention in vehicle mode, he doesn't roll particularly well because the front wheels actually rub against the inside of the wheel. The rubber rubs against the inside of the like the wheel rotates this way, it rubs a little bit inside. Yeah, that could have been fixed, but, you know, realistically, it's not a kid's plaything, so, you know, if you put it in vehicle mode, it's not going to roll off your shelf. That's always nice to know. So, that said and done, he's got a kind of involved transformation, not like super involved. I find this guy a little bit easier to transform than most of the alternators line, and this guy is way better for it. You know, he's got these guns on his arms, however they can actually fold up into the seats here, which ended up being on his arm. So those are cool. They have paint inside, so that looks really nice. Yeah. So you can fold them up, because, you know, in the Drift comic book, he really didn't like using weapons all that much until the end. And then, you know, he came out guns blazing and whatnot. So, I like it. Yeah, definitely plan on making a sword. I've got some plexiglass I'm going to cut and shape into a sword, and, you know, probably bend over the handle and super glue that so it fits in his hand nice and snug. And that should actually fill in that gap pretty nicely. 1 layer or 2 layers will fit that. But, yeah, sword will be nice. Probably carve in some Cybertronian logos, kind of make it look similar to Drift's, but not quite. Yeah. Because he doesn't hold a 5mm peg, that actually works out really well for me, as far as making a sword. As far as the flaws, though, the only one that really sticks out is on this handle. There's a little dot of the plastic underneath it. I have to say about 90% of this figure is painted. There's very few pieces that are actually, I don't know, I don't want to say very few pieces that are actually molded, because I guess some of it isn't painted, but at least some of it's glossed over with gloss. But it's really, really nice figure. Highly, highly recommend this if you can get it for a decent price. Again, not a $80 to $100 Transformer, but a nice, you know, nice $45 Transformer. Yeah. Also, little piece of advice: they're re-releasing Optimus Prime, this mold, with some tweaks, with like a spoiler and slight design changes, but for the most part it's the same transformation, same car, just a sport up version. And they actually announced plans to do a Star Saber out of the mold, the sports version of the mold, and it looks like they're actually going to put a new head on it. I did do a custom Star Saber for my collection, but just to have an official Star Saber, that might be one I want to pick up too. It's kind of sad that I'm picking up the same mold though, or a very similar mold. So that pretty much concludes my video review. If you have any questions about Die Atlas, the mold, or the paint, or any concerns, or the pricing, or where to buy them, post a comment down below and I'll answer you. If you have any requests for video reviews, send me a message or post down below and I will do those for you. Hope everybody enjoyed, and thanks for watching.